The time is 11:40 on this beautiful Wednesday morning, and you're tuned into the mid-morning talk with me, Fazila Isaac, on Salam Media. Don't forget to engage with us on our social media platforms: WhatsApp 0617660355, Facebook www.facebook.com/salammedia, and our online streaming platform www.salammedia.com. Now we are joined by our HitList guest, who is Miss Fatima Jakoet. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you,
I'm
sister?
very well, Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Very well, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
So, just as a reminder to our the audience out there, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the founder of Sakhikamva Foundation. It's an organization that focuses on the development of 21st century skills in the youth and children. And it started off as an aviation, uh, awareness and skills development organization, and then we saw the need to develop further 21st century skills, especially in the aviation and the aerospace industry. Yes, if you want a little bit of my background, I'm a pilot by profession, so flew for SAA for 15 years, and before that, A-Link. So, and yeah, I'm very passionate about learning and education, and I've completed my pilot license in Australia and Adelaide, and my MBA at Stellenbosch University, and my executive MBA at Harvard University, Harvard Business School. So, in a nutshell, love education, love kids, and I'm very passionate about what the future brings for our youth, inshallah, and that's why Sakhikamva means building a future, and we want to build a future with the next generation,
Ah,
inshallah.
mashallah. And what piqued your interest in aviation?
I think it's if I speak to anyone and I like and I think about about wanting to become a pilot, and I can't imagine anyone does not want to become a pilot. So I think it's something that you're born with, like just like somebody dreams of becoming a surgeon or going, discovering something. It's about a dream. I think it's something that you not necessarily your environment dictates, and I think it science has always piqued my interest, and I think aviation just for me the ultimate was the ultimate goal.
Fantastic. So, what was your experience like? You were out there being the first Muslim commercial pilot. Absolutely beautiful feats. What was that experience like?
I started flying at the turn of the century, just after 9/11. I really got into the industry about 18 months after 9/11, and it was quite a, I don't know how to say it. It was the start of when women just got into the aviation industry, and those barriers are starting to break. And then also the fact that there was 9/11 and a woman in the flight deck with hijab, she looks different, she acts different, she's got a different accent, that type of thing. Getting into that culture, or finding myself in this culture that had a bit of resistance. I wouldn't say a little bit, but a lot of resistance. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago now, where people were very still set in I wouldn't say so, but in the belief system, in a culture that was exclusively dominated by males, exclusively dominated by, especially in South Africa, by a certain race group because of the opportunity. So not necessarily an easy journey, but alhamdulillah, I got my wings and I got to fly and I got to experience the aviation industry. And that said, things have changed over the last 20 years, it has changed enormously in terms of, the attitude towards women. Yes, and the attitude towards certain race groups as well. It is changing, and we just need to ensure that we understand why we are there, and that we also deserve to be there in terms of how hard we work and what we have been blessed with, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Now you have a foundation, the Sakhikamva Foundation. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the organization really started with a tour at the airport, and I wanted to show more of our children, because the thing is, we don't get the opportunities. So if we don't have an opportunity, we won't have an understanding, we won't broaden our horizon. And I think that is basically, where it started for me. It was what I was exposed to and what opportunities I got, and and also the opportunities that the aviation industry can bring as a dimension, that we, kind of dive away from the mainstream careers. And that is what Saki Kamva aims to do, is to develop and foster the talent and identify, create those opportunities through various programs. So we've got kids to get to fly. We've got an aviation stream that we encourage young people, especially at the Cape Academy that's the established program that we have, where they complete the private pilot license. I mean, that is exclusively for the learners of Cape Academy. And then we've got app building competitions that we launch, and space program. On Monday, we just had our the deputy director of NASA talking to our students, addressing our students at various schools, actually just 2 schools, but addressing the learners on satellite navigation, or communication and navigation in space. That opens their mind to new careers for them. They can ask questions, and then it is real life. It's people that they can engage with, and that's the aim of Saki Kamva, to ensure that we expose our kids to this whole STEM community, new careers, new exciting things, new projects and research that's being done. So yeah, the organization is quite busy, especially now with we are right on the doorstep of the launch of the coding and robotics curriculum. So there's a lot of interactions that we have, lots of competition. The first big challenge competition that our children compete in, first Lego League with the World Robotics Olympiad that they also compete in. So and gives them the opportunity to travel a little bit, not just in their community but in South Africa, and hopefully when we next year, inshallah, we will take a team to the US. So that is our aim.
Oh wow, it must be so exciting for them because the youth does love things like this. I'd like to unpack more on that, and the impact that it has on the communities that you service. We're just going to take a quick short ad break, and when we come back, we'll speak on that.
Okay, inshallah.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
Online schooling? Why not? Kurtuba Online Academy is the leading global online Islamic school from grade R to matric, offering South African caps and international syllabus. And it doesn't stop there. We also offer online madrasa for every grade. For more information, visit www.kurtubaonline.co.za. Kurtuba Online Academy, the leading global online Islamic school.
Decades of war, devastating drought, and economic collapse have pushed the Afghan people to the edge of survival. 24 million need life-saving aid, and 5 million children are knocking on famine's door. The world cannot just watch as this terrible crisis unfolds. With your support, the Al Imdad Foundation is delivering emergency relief to the Afghan people. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
With so many investment options today, it's only natural that you might feel a little confused which route to take. Should I buy shares or should I invest in gold bullion? Randery Jewelers now brings you the Zahab coin, an alternative to the Kruger Rand. The Zahab coin, a solid wealth protector in its purest form of 24-karat gold, is the safest way to protect your wealth. So don't just sit there and watch your paper money depreciate. Change to gold. Call Randery Jewelers now at 031 202 4701 or visit www.rjcoin.co.za, situated at 151 Essenwood Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Over 33 million people have been affected by the devastating floods in Pakistan. Homes have been destroyed, crops have been swept away, and roads have been damaged. Families are mourning their loved ones while trying to survive these horrific conditions. Penny Appeal is on the ground now, delivering food, shelter, medical supplies, and water to those in need. You can help save a life by donating today. Visit our website www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal South Africa. Small change, big difference.
It's a new beginning. It's a new era. Salam Media, humanitarian journalism.
The time is 11:52 and you're tuned into the Mid-Morning Talk with me, Fazila Isaac. We are joined by Fatima Jakoet, who is speaking to us about the Sakhikamva Foundation that is dealing with robotics and aviation. So before the break, we were speaking about, the community kids that are there who are benefiting from this program. What has been the impact of these activities?
Well, you can imagine South Africa being a very how do I say this? Very diplomatically, but the potential of our learners are so great, and to bridge that gap, we have that opportunity to bridge that gap and expose them to new skills, 21st century skills, especially when it comes to complementing and infusing the current curriculum with 21st century skills. So there has been, we've had, last week we had the competition, two competitions, and how they actually built the apps linked to the Sustainable Development Goals. It's just amazing to see that from hour zero, they don't know how to build an app, they don't know how to code, and then 6 hours later, as little as 6 hours later, they come up with an amazing pitch to sell their app. Selling the app and the functionality of the app. That for me is really an eye opener as to if the kids just get that a opportunity to be able to develop these new skills, they can come up with great things. And then our robotics competition, we have had teams in the first tech challenge, for instance, where we had 3 teams that we entered, and they placed second, third, and fifth nationally. So that says that what they put in and spending the time, giving them the time and the platform, and also most importantly the resources that they need, especially for those in the rural communities and marginalized communities, that if they do get that a platform where they can actually, or a space even, to be able to develop these skills, then South Africa is going to go, going to do amazing. Our kids are going to do amazing work. So that for me, and our other robotics competitions, our junior schools, the primary schools, have done actually exceptionally well at national level and regional level. So we look forward to more engagements with the kids. We've got trained pilots that we've sponsored. Currently not having sponsorship at the moment post-COVID, so we're working on that and getting that sponsorship program up and running. So that's where we're at now in terms of achievement, having seen that we are able to, from a school level, work with January and see how they actually find, become economically active in the workplace.
Brilliant. And, I know the foundation does focus a lot on 4IR and robotics. How beneficial is the learning of robotics in this era?
Robotics coding is the language of the 21st century. So that is, if we don't ensure that our kids or the next generation is developed in that, develop those skills, they are going to be lost in the workplace. So coding and robotics plays an essential part. But with coding and robotics, there's creativity. So we need those kids that are creative to be able to think about, how the robot must look, and that have that problem-solving ability. So when we say coding and robotics, we talk about also a collaboration, which we don't see, which is not necessarily a science and technology focus, but the creativity, that other skills that they need to develop is that collaboration, working with people with different backgrounds, different strengths, and different, problem-solving skills level. So that collaboration in our robotics is important, so that they always work in teams, and that's basically if we look at how children are learning differently to how they were learning 20 years ago. I mean, 20 years ago we didn't even have smartphones, and now they have smartphones. We have smart boards, and teaching also is also evolving. How our teachers interact with our children. I can use an example. Was a couple of years ago, not a couple of years ago, it basically is a couple of years ago, we had a list of things that we wrote down for kids, a list of instructions, how to build a paper rocket. And then it took quite some time, and then I asked them for feedback. Why did it take longer? It's an 8-minute activity. Why did it take you 20 minutes? And they gave us feedback and say, if it was, for instance, a video that you showed us with instructions, we would have done it much quicker than reading instructions. So kids are learning differently. They watch YouTube if they want to. They have knowledge at their fingertips, compared to, just a textbook that they have to page through. So the interaction is differently, and that is what we must think especially in education, how we interact. Is it still relevant for us to use talk and chalk? But that comes with another level of resources that are required, and a different teaching pedagogy as well.
And how can one make contact with the foundation, to donate or even to be part of the organization?
Okay, for donations or any contact that you would like to make with the organization and find out more about our programs, we have 8 laboratories around the country. So they are STREAM laboratories, they are interactive science centers. Some of them are at schools. We have one in Lanseria that's independent. But you can contact on our website is www.sakhikamva.org, and Sakhikamva is spelled SAKHIKAMVA.org. And you can follow us on social media, of course. Yes, of course. Yeah, we are very active on social media.
Yeah, brilliant. Jazakallah so much for taking the time to speak to us. I wish you all the best with this entire foundation and your STEM laboratory and all of the work that you are doing with the youth. Inshallah, this grows in leaps and bounds, inshallah.
Inshallah, Jazakallah khair, and Jazakallah for the opportunity. And if anyone has questions, please pop us a message on our website.
Absolute pleasure. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa-alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was Fatima Jakoet, SA's first Muslim female commercial pilot with the Sakhikamva Foundation. Don't forget, you can get some information on the foundation. Follow them on their socials. Sakhikamva, Sakhikamva. You can catch them on Instagram, Facebook, and you can log onto their website as well. It is now midday on the dot. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking to Shaheda Adam of Islamic Care Line. Stay tuned.